Welcome to Kiki and Kibit's 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way podcast. My name is Brianna, and I'm here with my co host, Mary. And we're about to break it on down.
And
Hey,
break it
girl,
on down we are. Hey, girl, hey.
hey. So here we are at the end. What did you think?
Oh, Stephen just kept digging his grave.
Oh my God. What was happening? Like the
That's
way, okay,
all I
that's how
have
they
to say.
started.
That's
Oh
all I
my
have to
God.
say. Okay, is he just kept digging and digging, and I never thought I would be Team Corey, but thank you, Stephen. You officially made me Team Corey.
I feel like it's very possible that Matt Sharp is Mormon. There are so many Mormons on this show. Like a disproportionately high number of Mormons to other religions. Think
Yes,
about it.
yes, you are
So
absolutely right.
it's a trip. And then I mean, Armando is like, I am also Mormon, by the way.
I almost fell
So,
off my chair.
right? They're everywhere.
There
No,
are,
I mean, I didn't know there was like a Mormon community, but when I moved to Mexico, I didn't know there was a Jewish community in Mexico. I just never thought about it really.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But really, no one cares what religion it is that he is. They care that he's a fucking hypocrite because
exactly.
he says one thing and he does the polar opposite, like not even close. So it's like
So, do
not
we
only
want
is
to
he
start
in,
with him? Do we want to just get into it and
okay,
start with him? Let's just
yeah,
start with good
let's
old
do it.
Steven with a
Yeah,
V.
right.
Okay, Mr. We need to stay virginal until we get married. But by the way, I'm not a virgin.
Right. By the way, let me know if my mic sounds weird and I'll change mics.
Okay,
Okay.
you got it.
All right.
So,
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it because so not only is he like emailing 9 women or responding with pictures of his tongue, ew.
ew.
But then he like you said he's like trying to dig himself out of this hole and then talking about how he has urges to have a threesome. What
I
the
know.
fuck?
I know. No, but I loved how he was trying to change the whole narrative of the tell all. He's like, Sean, why don't you start asking somebody else questions? And
Right?
Jenny's like, you can't do that. You're not Sean.
He thinks the rules do not apply to him.
It's like, what the fuck?
And there's nothing worse than a hypocrite. And I am particularly not fond of religious hypocrites, like
No.
Mary Cosby on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Like, I have problems with that. I really do.
But
Anyway,
Steven is
yeah.
sassy. That's another thing. He is sassy. From the minute he
What do you
walked
mean by
out,
that, sassy?
the first thing he said was Steven looks Kenny looks older than he does on TV.
I know.
Then the thing about Evelyn, that was the most modest he ever seen her dress.
Oh, was that a dig? I guess it is. I didn't even really think about it.
The little jabs at Corey. He's the worst person in the room besides Corey.
That's just
He was.
whatever.
I was like, oh, look at you, Steven, being sassy, throwing out the little jabs. Oh, and when
Oh.
Storiella was going at him, he threw the little jab about her abandoning her husband.
Oh, I know. What is that supposed to mean?
Right.
Although now we've been hearing all kinds of crazy rumors about Ariella. Or I just suddenly thought, because everybody knows she looks weird now, right? Like she looks different, and we can't, Mary and I could not put our finger on what is different. I keep saying I think she had a chin implant. I don't know, but now I am wondering if she was in New Jersey to get plastic surgery. I'm not saying the kid didn't have a hernia, but I don't see that hernia surgery would keep her there for 3 months.
Yes,
Not buying it.
exactly. I'm not buying it either. I'm
And she
not
looks a
buying it
lot
either.
different.
She does look a lot different, and she did get some work done. So,
Yeah. Anyway, so then we meet Steven's ex-girlfriend.
ugh.
Uh,
Who he
dun,
met
dun, dun,
with two
dun.
days before he went to Russia. Like, come on, are you fucking kidding me?
Was it 2 days? That
Yeah,
was
well,
when he
when they showed that little clip when she was like, that was 2 days or something before he was leaving to Russia.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant they met 2 days before he went to Russia.
No, no,
No,
no.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. She seems like a pretty reasonable person. Not that I could really tell from 10 minutes of TV.
But they drag her
Yeah.
out, and the poor Alina, the whole time. I mean, she's just. And at one point, he was laughing, and she was sitting there looking miserable, and he's like laughing, and he's just an asshole. I'm sorry, he's an asshole,
He is an asshole and a
and
hypocrite. I
she
agree
should
with
just
you.
divorce him and cut her losses and just forget about him. I mean, it's
Yeah, I agree.
obvious they're not physically together right now. It's obvious she's in Russia, he's here. Well, at least at the time of the filming of the tell-all, he's here. She's in Russia. Girl, just divorce him and cut your losses already.
Right. Oh
You're
yeah, and
young.
he fucked 3 girls in Russia on that trip
Yeah,
also.
exactly.
Like
Like,
this dude is probably like he's I wonder how careful he was with condoms and stuff. He seems like a total manhow.
yes,
I hope he hasn't like run around giving everyone diseases because presumably has slept with Alina since they got married.
yes, yes.
So Alina, I hope you don't have herpes or anything fucked up like that.
Oh,
Or God forbid that you're pregnant. Please tell me you're not.
oh, please, no,
Yeah,
no.
that would be terrible. All right, so that is those guys.
Yes. So, who
Yeah.
do we want to go to next? Jenny and Submit?
Sure, sounds good.
Okay. So, his parents still don't know that they're married.
Right. I know, and it seemed like a setup, right? Like, oh, but we're gonna tell them on the show today.
Yes.
And then he just doesn't.
He just doesn't.
And I didn't see Jenny elbowing him.
And
Like
now,
I would have been like, dude, like,
I know.
we're so much meaner than Jenny.
And you notice
But
that Kenny, with his little slip, when he was talking about how Submit's parents are so cruel, that they've been trying to stop them for almost 10 years. And, they've done everything. And Submit has even gotten married
yeah.
to his ex wife.
What did you thought that was a dig?
No, I think
Oh,
it kind of slipped,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
right.
he like covered it up.
Well, I feel like what his basic point was is, I mean, you can see this is the same thing he's been going through in Mexico. He has had
Exactly.
to fight to legitimize his relationships for 58 years.
Yes.
So, like, or maybe,
Right.
any
Mm-hmm.
after puberty. And yeah, so like this is the same thing, right? This whole like society, what would they think about you?
Right. Exactly.
But I can't believe he didn't tell them. That was really fucked up.
And you know what else was pretty fucked up? When they asked his brother, if your parents didn't approve of your wife, would you still marry her? And he said, no, I wouldn't marry her. And she said he wouldn't.
Yeah, but like she wouldn't have married him if her parents didn't approve. With arranged marriages, it's kind of brokered by the both sets of parents.
Right.
So it is a cultural norm with arranged marriages, which, by the way, have a much higher success rate than divorce rates in,
Right.
in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Shockingly, arranged marriages do better than most. So even though I'm American and it'd be a cold day in hell before I'd let anyone arrange a marriage for me, I have nothing but respect for their culture.
Yes.
But I don't like conformism either. bothers me. So, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, what about let's just talk about Kenny and Armando last, since
Yeah.
we could
Yes. Since
have
we
like a
loved them so
happy
much.
ending.
Yes,
Happy ending.
exactly.
Let's talk about Corey and
And
Evelyn. Oh, sorry.
yes, no, I just wanted to point one thing out. Victor
Yeah.
had never watched the show, and his
Yeah.
reactions to everyone was just fucking hysterical.
I
Like
wasn't
when
even paying attention. Damn.
like when he was watching Jenny and Submit and Submit's parents and that whole thing, he was like, "These people are crazy, crazy people." I mean, he's like just he was looking like Steven during Steven's segment. He was looking at Steven like he was an alien from another planet.
Which
I
he is.
mean, his facial expressions were fucking priceless.
Yeah.
Okay, and he, considering that he had said in the beginning of the show that he had never watched an episode, he didn't see himself on it, he has no idea about these people's stories. So I can imagine him sitting there on the stage and just seeing all this play out in front of him.
Yeah.
And he seems to be such a laid back, kind of guy, and like all this crazy is playing out in front of him, and he's just like, what the fuck?
No, I didn't notice that.
It was
All
hysterical.
right. So do you want to just talk about him then, since you brought him up,
Sure,
him
why not?
and Ellie? I don't feel
Sure.
like there is that much to
There
say,
wasn't. I mean, Hiromi has no hope for this relationship.
because she's smart.
Yes. And
But she said they fight all the time. That's not a good sign. Like, by the way, I fought all the time with my ex-husband, and now I'm remarried and we almost never fight. It turns out that like fighting is not it shouldn't be like a everyday thing for your relationship. Like
right,
something's wrong. You've been
right.
married for a long time, don't you agree?
Yeah, no, I
If
do
you had as
agree.
many, so I think that she's on to something.
Yeah, I think
And
she
then
is.
the best line of the episode, Victor's like, "Who hasn't cheated here?"
Kenny's like me, or Mondo's
I
like
know.
me.
There's a lot of meats. Yeah, exactly. Dude, you just put your foot in it.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. Like there was nothing
There
else
wasn't really
happening with
much.
those
Yeah,
two.
no.
He proposed with a shell. They're not married.
Yeah, they're not married.
The end.
He's here, obviously, on a K1. He's here on the K1. Benny is here on a K1. Do we
Yeah.
want to do them
Mm-hmm.
next and leave Corey and
Sure.
Evelyn?
And we've banished Corey.
Yes, we
The
banished
other guys
Corey.
have green cards, but or visas. Corey, no one's letting you back into this
Yeah,
country.
we're not letting Corey back in.
Paging TSA. Okay. So who did you say you want? Who were you asking me if I wanted to talk about?
Storiella and Benny.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So Benny got his K1 too. Everyone is getting their
Yeah,
K1 except for Michael. Poor Michael. But I think we're kind
I
of
know.
protecting Michael from not getting his K1.
Yeah, don't come in. Don't
No,
come here.
Michael,
It's
you
not gonna
don't want
go
to come
well.
here.
Be a whole lot of domestic violence going on if
Yes,
you did.
I
Oh
know.
my god. Yeah. So good for them. I'm glad. Although Ariella has a chip on her shoulder and her patience is like she has no patience and then she explodes constantly and never wants to speak to them again. Like I feel like she's a little dramatic.
Yes, yes. And the whole Leandro thing still bugs me though.
It does bug you. Question mark. It bugs you?
It
Sorry.
does. No,
The way I
no, it
said that
does
sounded
bug
like a
me.
statement.
No, no, it does bug me because especially when Benny said they talk on the phone for hours in Spanish.
Yeah, that's shady. Like at least speaking if you have nothing, if you're not doing anything wrong, why aren't you speaking in a language he can understand?
Exactly. Why are you being shady?
Yeah. And hi Dave. I
Oh, hi,
see you.
Dave.
He said, "Good evening, Brianna and Mary." So shout out to Dave.
Shout out to Dave. Thank you for joining us, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ari is like, very entitled, and she looks really different.
Yes, she did
I
look
mean, she
really
looks
different.
great. I thought she looked great.
Yes.
Yeah. So she did go to Ethiopia for the interview, which I'm glad she has a fucking conscience of some variety because that was bullshit.
Yes, that was
Like, well,
bullshit.
you can get the K1, but I'm not going to go with you. It's like, okay, I think you could be in the same country as people you're mad at. Like, really?
She's a little ridiculous, Brianna.
Yeah, exactly. And Mary did an IG live this morning with Wish, and I thought Wish was gonna be to go a little bit harder, but she really didn't. So, but it definitely seems like there's a lot of bad blood there with the in-laws.
Yes, there is a lot of bad blood.
Yeah, bad blood. Yes.
and,
Yeah.
and with the nanny, my goodness, all this talk about the
Yeah.
nanny.
What is that all about? Who cares? Why
Yeah.
am I maybe I missed the point. Like
I
what
mean, basically, Wish is saying that the nanny is the one that stirs the pot because the nanny is always in Ari's ear and she's not necessarily looking out for Ari's best interest, I guess. Like she's against Benny and she's always
yeah.
in Ari's ear, I guess, stirring the pot.
Hmm. I don't know what to say about that.
I
I
know.
I hope they don't come on again. I'm pretty done with this couple. What about
Yes,
you?
me too. I'm pretty done with them. He's
Victor
here.
was funny though when he's like he's gonna teach Biniam Spanish so he can understand the conversations with
Yes,
the
that was funny. Yes, that was funny.
and I'll teach Corey Spanish too, and everyone will be
There
happy.
we go. There we go, Victor. You could earn some side money and teach Corey some
Right.
Spanish too.
Exactly. No one is in favor of the relationship between Leandro and Ari. No one.
No one.
And everyone thinks it's like stirring not jealousy, which clearly it is.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So anything else to say about this?
About
They're
Ari and Vinny?
here. They look happily married. She looks like she's been judged up surgically. She and Wish never want to talk to each other again.
Yeah,
That's my
basically.
summary.
Yes, that's our summary. Yes.
Yeah. Wasn't really anything too explosive there.
Moving
Okay, who's
on.
next?
Corey and Evelyn.
Now that we're going through all these couples, like maybe this wasn't that interesting of a tell-all. Outside of I mean, Steven's segment was pretty interesting,
Yes. Yes. Steven's segment
but
was
it
pretty
wasn't that
interesting.
dramatic. Anyway, so Corey and Evelyn. So of course they're not happily married because they wouldn't be Corey and Evelyn if they were.
Of course. There
Anyone shocked by that?
has to
Raise your
be
hand if you're shocked.
drama. Has to be drama. And she's playing the victim card as usual because it wouldn't be
Yeah,
Corey and Evelyn if she wasn't playing the victim card.
right. By the way, I just wanted to add that Dave says that he feels bad for Benny being stuck in the middle of this little family feud, and I do too.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So what exactly did he do wrong now? Or is it she's watched him on I guess she watched him on the show. She realized that he was more involved than he had admitted to. She's
Exactly.
humiliated and devastated.
Yes. And she smacked them. Did you see that?
No.
She smacked them when they
I
were
bet she
showing
smacks him a lot.
when they were
She seems
showing the
abusive.
clip. When they showed the clip with Jenny, she smacked them. I'm like, oh, that's great. They actually show that.
Yeah. I mean, I still think they were on a Ross and Rachel break, but he should have, like, if he was that ready to move on, then he should have,
See, I think
not come back.
what got to her is just hearing it come out of his mouth that he had feelings for someone else.
Sure. Right. And she's so egotistical also that like
Exactly.
she thought, oh, he'll never replace me. He'll never love anyone as much as me. And then suddenly here she is confronted with like something that looks pretty authentic.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. He should have stayed with Jenny. I have a feeling. Evelyn's a bitch, and she's another hypocrite. It's like, let's put all the blame on Corey. Meanwhile, she slept with tons of guys that we know of during their relationship. So, like,
Yeah,
whatever.
so hello, whatever.
Yeah. And then the sisters, they still do not feel bad about the penis soup, although apparently it was balls soup. Glad we
Mm-hmm.
got that settled.
Yep. Glad we
It
got that
looks
settled.
gross.
Thank you.
Yeah. So then Corey, lets it, he says in 7 years, no one in my family has come to visit me.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
they're
visit
just
you either,
happy
Corey.
moods.
I wouldn't visit you either.
They hate Evelyn too.
Yes. So then they bring out his brother, and that was his brother's wife or his sister.
I think it was his brother's girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and it was just, they don't like Evelyn. They don't like Evelyn. That's it.
I wonder why. She's so nice.
She's such a sweetheart. Everyone likes Evelyn. Brianna?
Yeah, this is proof that no one should ever get too attached to the packaging. Like, I'm one
Yes.
of those people who I love ordering beauty products and stuff, and when they come, they're in really beautiful packaging. But, like, what's inside doesn't always match the outside, and this is a perfect example because she is hot, but she is such a bitch, man,
No, she
and
is.
such a gaslighter. And can we be done with these motherfuckers now? We were like irritated on day one of this season.
Yes, I know. Episode 1, we were done with them.
Exactly.
Please. So,
And those sisters are like evil stepsisters, man. They're laughing at his pain all the
I know.
time.
I know.
I don't like it.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
now we're going to
Moving
end
on.
on a positive note with our
Our
favorite
favorite.
couple.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. That's why I'm not
It's
looking at the
okay.
camera. Yeah, our favorite couple, Kenny and Armando. Woo.
Yes. And first of
And
all, I love Hannah and Hannah's cute little haircut and blowing
oh my
kisses to the
God, I
camera.
know.
I can't even deal. So,
She's adorable. Now that we know that Armando is a Mormon,
yes.
it suddenly seems like a miracle that his father has accepted him, right?
Yes, it
Like,
does.
like that
Yes.
is a culture that if we thought they were Catholic, but I feel like the Mormons might be more conservative about stuff like that.
Yes.
Um, like that was really shocking.
I'm telling you, I almost fell off my chair when Armando
Right.
said that he
I
grew up
know.
Mormon. I
We
was like,
have
what?
stereotypes. We have stereotypes. Oh, wait a minute. So I was gonna say we have stereotypes. We think they're all like blonde hair and blue
Right.
eyed, right? But here's what just occurred to me when I was about to say that. They go on missions all the time. So obviously there's Mormons every bloody place because they're going to these countries and converting people.
There you go.
Yeah. So don't say you never learned anything from this show.
Yes.
Highly
We're
educational.
highly educational.
Yeah. So that was so sweet how Armando was like crying when he saw the pics of him and his dad hugging and stuff. That was
Yes.
heavy.
Yes, it was heavy.
I'm glad my parents always accepted me for who I was, even though I'm fucking weird.
And now, the one thing I don't like is the way Kenny's kids are coming off.
Yeah, I'm confused by it too. And everyone's got a fucking opinion about like, well, you can have a baby, but don't have a baby. Adopt a kid. And then the mom's like, don't adopt a kid. I'm just like, what the hell?
I know.
But you think the kids were coming across a certain way.
Yeah, they were coming across kind of entitled. Especially that one daughter, which I can't remember which is which at this point,
Yeah.
but she was just like, that it'll be the taking away of attention to them. Not for nothing, Brianna. They're grown adults that I would assume have their own lives.
Right.
They're being a
Yeah.
little
It is
selfish.
sad to not live near your family. And I
Yes.
think it's legitimate to be sad about that. But like, he's actually not that far away because they're in Baja, which is like, they're like just past the border. It's
Right.
not that far. So I mean,
Right.
they could visit. It's like living on the East Coast and your parents are on the other coast, you know?
Right.
And I'm
Right.
not saying it's fun because I've been in that situation and I'd love to spend holidays with my family and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would have loved, like, I moved back to California when my kid was 3.5, and one of the reasons was wanting my mom to be a grandma to my kids. I
Right.
understand, but
Exactly.
whatever.
Mm.
And then, like I said, everyone's got a strong opinion about where the kids should come from.
I
Like, why
know.
not? How about everyone just calm the fuck down and let
Right.
them
Just
live their own
back
damn
the
life?
fuck off and let them live
Give
their
them a
life.
minute, like
Shit.
they don't need your help, and all you're doing is making them feel guilty. And I just don't want them to feel guilty anymore. So Dave is now saying they seem to be so worried that Kenny wouldn't spend as much time with them if he had another child. Exactly.
Yeah.
Of course. And he does have 4 kids. So,
Right. Exactly.
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't have legitimate sadness over it. I think it is legitimate. And I also agree with you. They're grown and this poor man has never been married or had a significant, like, he put off all his significant relationships for his children. So now it's his turn. That's my feeling.
Yes.
I
That
mean, he's
is
58. If not now, when, right?
exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all I have to say. And I did think this was an excellent season of The Other Way. I did.
Yes. So did
It was
I.
good. And we also got to see a lot of the culture in in these countries, which is what I like about this show. It's in like the first season to me was better than 90 Day Fiance OG.
Yes. I
Last
agree.
season sucked giant donkey dicks in hell.
It
It was bad and super
was
depressing.
depressing as shit. Oh
This
my
season was
god.
good. This
Yes,
was a
this
good
season was good.
season.
Yes, this season
Yeah.
had the right combination of drama,
Yeah.
depressing shit, and yeah, and happiness like Kenny and Armando.
Yeah. So is does Before the 90s start next weekend?
Yes, next Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
Matt Sharp Entertainment never sleeps.
No, they don't. They just keep
Oh,
chugging them out.
it's yeah, it's kind of like Kiki and Kids who just crank out content, just keep cranking it out.
Just keep cranking it out.
Yeah. Well, thanks to everyone who hung with us this season. It was really fun to interact with you on social media, and let's keep the conversation going. And
Yes.
please subscribe to our podcast and click the alerts button, and then you'll find out when we drop in the next new hot content.
Yes. Please subscribe, guys. Share with
Yeah.
your friends. Tell everybody about
Yeah.
this great podcast.
Yeah. Real friends share Kiki and Kibitz with their
Yes.
friends. Okay, well, thanks everyone for stopping by and hanging with us this season, and we will see you back here next time.